What's up, guys? Neil Orfield here, taking a look at the Stokastic MLB DFS lineup generator for tonight's slate. We'll be taking a look at lineups for both DraftKings and FanDuel. While you're coming in, please do like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit that notification button so you can get alerts when our shows go live. If you haven't already signed up for the lineup generator, you can still get it for 50% off your first week using the link in the description of this video on YouTube or in my tweet. It's going to be just $4.48 for that first week. Even after that first week, it's only going to be $8.95 per week. Still a fantastic deal for a tool that only gives you long-term profitable lineups according to the Stokastic Sims. Any lineup that was not long-term profitable has been removed from the lineup generator. You're only getting the goods in this tool, so check it out if you haven't already. Also, if you haven't checked it out, check out the Caesars Sportsbook if it's available in your state. Not available everywhere, but if you can legally gamble in your state, you can probably play on Caesars. And if you haven't signed up yet, you need to take advantage of all of these new offers when they come out. This is a great one from Caesars. You bet $50, you're going to get $250 in bonus bets over the course of 5 weeks, $50 at a time. Fantastic deal. Of course, you need to be 21 plus to gamble in most states. If you are someone who has a gambling problem, call or text 1-800-GAMBLER. Again, though, anytime you get these new offers, you need to take advantage of them right away, because over time they're either going to go away completely or generally they're going to be watered down a little bit. I know this one is going away on September 19th. So if you haven't taken advantage of it yet, you can take advantage of the Caesars deal until September 19th. But let's get back to the lineup generator. Let's start by taking a look at some FanDuel lineups. Going to do all stack types, all lineup types, not going to lock anybody. All right, so first lineup we see here, Johan Oviedo as the pitcher. I'm going to open the top pitchers tool on FanDuel to see where Oviedo ranks. Kind of middling. He has a 5% chance of being, 5% chance of being the top pitcher on FanDuel at just 2% ownership. Looks good today against Kansas City. And then we'll take a look at the top stacks tool on FanDuel as well. The stacks we have here are the Twins 4-man stack, and then we have a 2-man Braves, 2-man Pods. So in the top stacks tool, Braves and Pods are the two top stacks on the board. Braves, of course, in Colorado, super expensive, but it's warranted. 25% chance of being the top stack. That is pretty nuts. San Diego second with a 7% chance. And then we have the 4-man Twins stack against Xavier Curry. Twins have a 4% chance of being the top stack, 7% chance of being the top value stack. So they allow you to pay up for those Pods and Braves bats. Pretty low owned Donovan Solano. Edward Julian, 8% owned. Royce Lewis, 8% owned. And then Christian Vasquez, 1% owned. So the Twins really bringing down the ownership of this lineup. The Pods both over 20%. The Braves both over 20%. And then, of course, Oviedo also just 2% owned. So a mix of very low owned plays and very high owned plays in this lineup ends up being somewhat chalky, but not overly chalky. Looks like a nice lineup overall. I'm going to save this one. All right, second lineup, we have the Braves again, this time 4-man Braves, 3-man Giants, and then we have Brian Wu as a pitcher. So first looking in the top pitchers tool, Wu is 6th on the board with a 5% chance to be in the top pitcher. We have the Braves and the Giants. Where are the Giants here? Lower half of the board, we have the Giants with an 8% chance of being the top value stack, 2% chance of being the top stack overall. And then looking at the lineup as well, yeah, looks like it's middling in terms of ownership, not really chalky, not really contrarian. Some low-owned bats mixed in with some high-owned bats once again. All right, I'm going to save this lineup. I'm just going to go through and save 20 lineups. All over the place in terms of ownership. So on FanDuel, we have 55% Ronald Acuna in our first 20 lineups, 50% Austin Riley, 50% Fernando Tatis, and then a big drop-off to 35% owned Wu and Elbies. Looks pretty good to me. I would probably be mostly comfortable with this. I mean, the Braves just look so good in Colorado. They should absolutely smash 55%, 50%. I'm probably comfortable with this. I would probably just run this set of 20 lineups. Of course, you could cut it back a little bit. It's all a matter of risk tolerance. Are you willing to risk having Acuna in 11 of your 20 lineups? Or do you want to have less exposure than that? I think I'm comfortable with 11. But if you want to spread out your exposure, just go back and find more lineups. Every lineup you're going to find here is going to be plus EV, whether it has Acuna or not. All right, let's take a look at some DraftKings lineups as well. Did it in reverse this time? Did FanDuel first? I'm going to do all stack types again, all lineup types. Not going to lock anybody. Tyone and Miller are the pitchers in this one. So let's take a look at the top pitchers tool for DraftKings. All right, Tyone. Okay, Bobby Miller is the better pitcher here. 8th on the board with an 11% chance of being a top 2 pitcher. And then Tyone, very middling here. He's only 6,900. Pretty nice there. 6% chance of being a top 2 pitcher for Tyone. And both very, very low owned here. Then we have a 4-4 Braves Pirates stack here. So looking at these stacks on DraftKings, it's going to be Braves at the top again. Braves have a 25% chance of being the top stack on DraftKings. Pirates not far down either. The Pirates are 7th on the board, 4% chance to be the top stack. Man, it falls off a cliff quickly. Braves, 25% drops all the way down to 8%. San Diego, all the way down to 6% from there. So really, outside of the Braves, nobody else has extremely high odds of being the top stack here. Looks like a nice lineup, though, and very contrarian. Despite having 4 Braves in the lineup, very contrarian, largely due to these pitchers being really low owned. But then also the Pirates, we got Connor Joe at 4%. Reynolds Palacio is 7 and 8%. So it looks like a really nice lineup here. I'm going to save this one. All right, second lineup, we have Grayson Rodriguez and Kenta Maeda as the pitchers. Kenta Maeda, 3rd on the board. Grayson Rodriguez, 4th. Maeda, 15% chance of being a top 2 pitcher. Grayson Rodriguez, 14%. Then we have a Padres primary stack, 5-man Padres stack with 3 one-offs in Drew Waters, Carlos Correa, Ji-Hwan Bae. Interesting. So this one still middling in terms of ownership overall. Let's take a look at the Padres in the top stack. So they're 2nd, 8% chance of being the top stack. So no Braves in this one. I wasn't sure if we were going to find any lineups that don't have any Braves in it, but this one doesn't have any Braves and still is actually not as contrarian as I would have expected it to be, but looks like a really nice lineup. All right, now I'm going to go through and I'm just going to save 20 lineups, see what we end up with. All right, so we got 50% Orlando Arcia, 50% Acuna, 45% Luis Campusano, 40% Kevin Pillar, 40% Grayson Rodriguez, Garrett Cooper, Kyle Harrison. Looks good. I would be comfortable with this exposure. That is a lot for a 4.6K Orlando Arcia. Man, 50% is kind of a lot, but I would probably just run it like this. I probably wouldn't go out of my way to get rid of it. Maybe if I were going to do anything, it would be to cut back a little bit on Arcia and maybe Campusano. That is a lot for those 2 players in particular. But I think I'd be comfortable just running this 20 lineup set. Looks good enough to me. If you wanted to spread out your exposure a little bit more, wouldn't blame you for that either. That is going to do it for this video. Again, if you use the link in the description of this video or in my tweet, you can get the lineup generator for just $4.48 for your first week. Highly recommend checking it out if you haven't already. Hit that like button. Thank you so much for watching.